Hey guys, what is going on? The Smackdown World Cup semifinals are only part of the excitement for the 25th of November Smackdown, as Survivor Series War Games is just a day away. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the latest edition of the Blue brand and all the wildest wrestling news, stories, and rumors you need to know, including 2 major injury updates, another Bray Wyatt Easter egg, and more. As always, Wrestlelamia won't recap the matches, but look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. Excellent match with Butch and Santos. Despite some questionable booking, more on that in our bad section, the Smackdown World Cup has been a fun way for the WWE to create some corporate synergy with Fox, which is involved with airing the World Cup, while also showcasing the undercard and showing title matches aren't handed out like candy. A fantastic setup for Survivor Series. Tonight's show was the perfect setup for Survivor Series, with Bianca Belair revealing the 5th woman on her team, Shotzi vowing revenge on SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey, and the Brawling Brutes getting the advantage going into the War Games match. While the days of the WWE having to worry about selling pay-per-views are over, it's refreshing to see WWE putting effort into getting fans pumped about its PLEs. LA Knight looking strong even in weekly beatdowns. LA Knight is doing a great job in his role as a cocky heel who has found himself in the crosshairs of the WWE's most unhinged individual, yet continues to whistle past the graveyard. While the idea of an LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt feud seemed laughable initially, LA Knight has risen to the occasion, refusing to buy into Wyatt's menace and paying for it every week with some new calamity befalling him. The WWE will have to be careful with how it books this further, as there is the risk that Bray Wyatt will look weak, while there's also the risk that Knight will be completely buried. Then again, that has been the problem with Wyatt's character ever since his run as The Fiend, and WWE needs to devise a way of using Wyatt effectively without his opponents needing months to rehabilitate their characters. Becky is back. Becky Lynch's return was a pleasant surprise, not because no one expected it, there had been rumors of the man returning all week, but because her comeback from a shoulder injury couldn't have come at a better time. Lynch has an excellent stake in the Women's War Games match, as she wants to get revenge on Damage Control, and it's difficult to imagine a better venue than in the double cages. All-Star Team versus Greatest Tag Team? Tonight's match, featuring Sheamus and Drew McIntyre versus Jimmy and Jey Uso, was a classic example of 2 top-tier singles stars battling an elite tag team, and more to the point, arguably the best tag team in wrestling today. On paper, both Sheamus and Drew would have no problem beating Jimmy or Jey in singles competition, but that wasn't the case, and the Usos' incredible teamwork gave them the edge, making this an engaging encounter. Sowing the seeds of Sami Zayn's downfall. Is Sami Zayn his own worst enemy? Yes. Is Sami sowing the seeds of his own destruction? Yes. The question fans are waiting for the answer is whether the Bloodline's honorary Uso will accept Kevin Owens' offer to free himself from the disaster that awaits him. Based on everything fans have seen from Zayn, Sami will never learn until he's on the receiving end of a major mauling by the Bloodline. The WWE reinforced this tonight with KO pleading with Sami to get out of there before it was too late, and Sami inadvertently costing the Usos their important main event match against Sheamus and McIntyre thanks to his bungled interference. The Viking Raiders are dominant. Eric and Ivar aren't playing around, something evident not only from their past attacks on WWE superstars, but in their dominant performance against Hit Row. The WWE's booking of the Viking Raiders presents the opportunity for a monster heel tag team, but will the WWE run with this, or give Eric and Ivar a short push before jobbing them out? The bad. Shayna and Ronda's rotten mic skills. Wrestlelamia has said this before, but it needs to be said again. Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey are atrocious at promos, and the WWE needs to cut the power anytime they're close to the stick. While Baszler and Rousey are terrific in the ring, in fact their performance tonight suggests they make a fantastic tag team if they were willing to step back from singles action, their promo skills stink, booking Raquel weak. Raquel Rodriguez is one of SmackDown's top prospects, so why did the WWE book her like a punk? Yes, Wrestlelamia understands the WWE wanted to show Shotzi as hell-bent on revenge against both Baszler and Rousey for hurting her friend, but the WWE didn't have to show Raquel crying like a toddler who scraped her knee, or in this case, her elbow. The downright ugly. Nothing ugly and a strong show for the most part, as WWE focused on Survivor Series, but also kept fans interested with Bray Wyatt and LA Knight and what looks to be a war between Braun Strowman and Imperium. Randy Orton out indefinitely? Topping today's news are 2 injury updates concerning WWE superstars. It may be some time before the WWE Universe gets to see the Legend Killer back in the ring. Fightful Select is reporting, Randy Orton required a fusion in his lower back that would keep him out of action for an extended period of time. The surgery has already happened, though we don't know when. His wife had posted a picture of him around the operation. However, there were some in WWE that told us they'd be fortunate to have him back after such a long career and the significance of the injury. We've also heard from some in the company that says that when he was initially injured, Orton insisted that he would eventually return. However, there are no creative plans in order for Randy Orton and no timetable for his return. The Viper recently celebrated 20 years in WWE, and while there is no talk of retirement, he's already established himself as a legend and a legend killer. Whatever the future holds for Orton, Wrestlelamia sends its well wishes for a fast and full recovery. When is Logan Paul returning? Speaking of injuries, when is Logan Paul returning to the WWE after the awful injury he suffered during his match against undisputed champion Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel? Paul, who reportedly suffered a knee injury during the middle of his match, yet went on to have a hell of a fine fight against the Tribal Chief, updated his fans via his YouTube channel, informing them he suffered a grade 3 MCL injury. This will require rehab and a brace with a minimum of a 6-week recovery. Paul talked up his progress. I've been soaking my knee in rice, it's working. I've been going to physical therapy every day and sports rehab, it's been great thus far. Assuming a 6-week recovery time, Paul could conceivably be back in time to compete in the 2023 Royal Rumble. As exciting as that might be, the WWE should not rush him back into the ring, especially if it puts him at risk for a setback. Another Bray Wyatt mystery. An interesting report is coming from Ringside News concerning another Bray Wyatt Easter egg. A phone number was embedded in Wyatt's video, and a fan reportedly phoned the number. Sunil Joseph reports, when the call was connected, the number changed to a picture of a white rabbit, and the person on the other end was talking about a patient before stopping midway to ask who was on the line. As for the message, here's the transcript from Ringside News. Patient suffers from delusions of grandeur, perhaps the most extreme incidents I've encountered. I'm concerned that no regular treatment or medications would be able to counter this balance of power in the patient's psyche. The problems of disorganized thought patterns could communicate a sense of unmatched importance. Doubts of isolation seem to have amplified during our monologue and have blocked any outside voice. In short, the patient would need to meet a highly medical practitioner if they do themselves. I see that things could border on the impossible after some concerns that the patient is such a danger to themselves and anyone they encounter that… Hello? Hello? Is someone here? Hello? Hello? Hi. What do you think of this latest Wyatt wackiness? Sarah Logan, no more. Last but not least, the Viking Raiders manager Sarah Logan has a new name. Ringside News' Angel Aramoles noted that Smackdown announcer referenced Logan's new name and that the Valhalla name was recently trademarked by the company. With any luck, the Viking Raiders push isn't headed for Valhalla anytime soon. Well guys, there you have it, WrestleLamia's look at the 25th November edition of Smackdown, including the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, as well as the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.